Hello everyone, and I welcome you all to the next class of the PO Guide Part 1. In the previous class, we have discussed about the post boxes and post bag facility available in the post offices. And in this class, we shall begin from the clause 57, which is about the window delivery facility available in the post office. So any person residing anywhere can have all the letters and articles received to his address delivered to him regularly at the window of a post offices during the business hours of the post office, absolutely free of charge. So this window delivery facility, any person can avail. They can go straight away to the post office and they can get all the articles addressed to them absolutely free of charge. So this facility will generally be availed by the individuals in the post offices where there is no post box facility available. So this facility can be availed at any post office in the India. And apart from this, one individual may also ask that his particular letter and articles which is to be delivered to him that may be retained in the post office itself until he come and collect the same at the post offices. So he can also ask that to be retained in the post office till it is called for instead of being sent out through the postman. So this is all about the window delivery. So the important point in that is there is no charge for the window delivery facility, and this can be used in any post offices even where there is no post box or post bag facility available. So this is all about clause number 57. The next clause is clause 58, that is delivery of articles to the messengers sent from places not served daily by postmen. So there may be some places where the postman cannot go and serve them daily in daily basis. So in such case, any person who are residing at a faraway place which cannot be served daily by the postman, so he can send his own messengers regularly to take the delivery of the articles, that is through window delivery during the business hours of the offices. So any advance deposit can also be made for adjusting any postage due amount, because there may be some articles with the postage due. So in order to adjust the same, so the customers they can give in any advance deposit in order to adjust the same for the postage due. So in such case, only the ordinary unaccountable articles can be served like that. But in case of accountable article like registered or any insured articles, that will be delivered. And in case of money orders and value payable articles, in that case it will be delivered in accordance with the provisions of the clause, that is only after getting some authorization, and after all those instructions the same will be delivered to the messenger. And one more important point in this clause is that if the customer desires purely at his own interest, he can provide a bag at his own expenses. So the addressee at his own expenses, he can give a bag furnished with a lock and key. As such, in case of post bag facility, so in that bag, all the articles, the cash receipts, acknowledgements, notices, and coupons which are intended to him will be put at the bag, and it will be locked by the one lock which is available in the post office. So the addressee can open the bag with the other key which he have, and he can take all the letters in that. So the same likewise the post bag facility, here also the addressee, if he wish, he can provide a bag at his own expenses with a lock and key. And very importantly, no fee will be charged for use of this bag. So generally we have discussed in the previous class that in order to avail the post bag facility, so the customer must need to pay an amount of rupees 150 if he want for the entire year, or else 50 he wants that for a quarter, like that. But in this case where delivery could not be attempted daily, in case of that any problem in that area, in that case without any cost, without any fee, we can deliver the addressee in a bag which has been given by him for this facility. So this is all about the delivery of articles to the messengers sent from places not served daily by postmen. So the point, very important point is that so he or she can send their own messengers, and in case of accountable articles, an authorization letter need to be furnished, and they can also give a bag furnished with a lock and key at his own expenses, and there is no fee for the use of this kind of bag in this case. So this is all about this clause number 58. So moving to the next, clause 59 is about payment of money orders to the messenger sent from places not served daily by postman. So this is equally the same. Likewise, the clause number, the previous clause 58. So in such case, such addressees, such persons, they may authorize the postmaster to pay money orders to the messengers appointed by him in writing, and the postmaster will turn pay all the money orders due to him. So that's all. So in case of money orders, so the addressee will authorize someone, and the post office will deliver all the money orders to the messenger. So that is all about clause number 59. So the next clause is clause number 660, delivery of registered articles and other articles to the messengers or to the care party. So how to deliver the accountable articles to the messengers or the care party? So if the addressee authorizes the post offices in writing, the postmaster will in turn deliver to the messenger all kind of registered and insured articles, and also pay him the value of money orders. So once he authorizes someone, the post office in turn will deliver all the articles to the messenger itself. If the addressee does not authorize any messenger to sign on his behalf, on this case, the receipts and acknowledgements are returned to the post offices duly signed, and the notices endorsed with the receipts and payments, the articles and amounts of money orders will be handed over to the messengers. So the point is, once if the addressee does not authorize anyone, we will deliver all the accountable articles and also the money orders only after getting the receipts and acknowledgements all the signed by the addressee. So once if we get all the things signed by the addressee, then after we will give all the things to the messenger. And also, one more point is that it may be restricted to the uninsured registered articles, in which case insured articles will be delivered and money orders paid only on the return of receipts, acknowledgements, and notices signed by the addressee. So this is about, so in this case, the addressee should authorize like this. So I authorize so and so to deliver all the registered insured articles parcels to my messenger, and I free the post office from all the responsibility in respect of such articles and money orders. So once if they authorize, we will give all the accountable articles to the messengers. If it is not authorized, then we will get all the things done, all the signatures get done, all the acknowledgements signed, and then we will give that to the messenger. So this is about clause number 60. And one more thing, the extra point in this clause is that, so once if an article is addressed to a person like AB, care of some person, care of a general or shipping agent or any scheduled bank or its branches in India, so the same will be delivered to the care party only if it is known at a post office that the articles cannot be delivered to the addressee himself. So we will deliver the article to the care party only if we know that it cannot be delivered to the addressee itself. So any such instructions received for authorizing to deliver articles or to pay money orders should be treated as lapsed after a time limit of 3 years unless it is renewed within that time. So we all know that there are two kinds of instructions. One is temporary, that is the instructions regarding change of residence given by the addressee. So those type of temporary instructions is valid only for 3 months. But these kind of authorizing, the instructions received for authorizing someone to receive his letters, the validity of these kind of articles is generally 3 years. So this is the thing which has been dealt in clause number 60. And the next clause is clause number 61, which speaks about delivery of registered articles and payment of money orders for the students. So for the students and inmates in any educational institution. So such articles can be delivered with the approval of head of the circle. This is the point. With the approval of the head of the circle, we can deliver it the same to the head of the institution or to a person duly authorized. So by giving a general undertaking that he or she will be responsible for the safe delivery and will reimburse to the department any loss in the event of complaint from any of the student addressee. So we can deliver to the head of the institution or any other person authorized by the head of the institution. But this should be done with the approval of the head of the circle, and they should free the post office for. They should indemnify the post office from all in case of in event of any loss or complaint received from the students or any inmates. So insured article and money orders, they can be delivered to the head of the education institution only upon execution of an indemnity bond. So normal articles, we can give them by giving general authorization, whereas the insured articles and money orders, they will be given only upon executing an indemnity bond. So this is very important. The next clause, clause number 62, this is about how to deliver articles in case of any articles received with planters like that, etc. So in case of planters or any others, those who are living at a far away places from the post offices or any units of defense services or any permit holders of business reply cards, in such case, post office will arrange for delivery of articles without requiring a daily settlement of postage due on the unpaid articles, provided that a sufficient advance sum is deposited in advance by the addressees. So in case of these conditions, as we discussed earlier, so we require some advance amount to be deposited in the post office in order to adjust any unpaid postage which has been due to them. So this is about clause number 62. And the clause number 63 is very, very important in the examination point of view, which is about the identification cards issued to the customers for the benefit of executing their postal transactions. So what for this identification card is used? So these kind of identification cards is designed exclusively for the benefits of tourists or any traveling representatives or any marketing executives or any other friends or any other members of the public, dedicated only for the purpose of their postal transactions. So very important. So whenever these kind of traveling representatives, they will be receiving frequently letters. In order to receive those letters, one needs to identify themselves. For this purpose, only for the postal transactions, we have the concept called identification card. So this kind of identification card will be issued only by the head post office. So please remember, these kind of identification card, they will be delivered only at the head post office. It will be issued only by the head post office and only for the literate persons. This card will contain the entire description of its holder, his photograph, his signature, and all the details about him. And this identification card will be valid for a period of 3 years from the date of this issue. And the fee for getting this identification card is ₹9, and the fee for the same should be paid in the shape of postage stamps. In case of loss of identification card, any duplicate identification card can also be issued by paying the same fee of ₹9 at the head post offices. So this identification card will be issued only by the head post offices. So the things which you need to be taken care of in this clause is that this can be used only for the postal transactions and not for other sake. And this will be issued only by the head post offices and only for the literate persons. In case of the if in case an application for identification cause is received by any sub post office, the sub post office will forward the application along with the fee to its corresponding head post office. And this card is valid only for a period of 3 years from the date of issue. Fee for the same is ₹9. Very importantly, in the shape of postage stamps. In case of loss, duplicate card can be issued by paying the same fee of rupees 9. Very, very, very important in examination point of view. So the next most important clause is that clause 64, which is about the post restant facility available in the post offices. So what is this post restant facility? So this facility is the one in which the post office will retain the articles until it is being called for from the addressee. So the post office can retain the article for some certain period, so until the addressee comes and call for. So this facility is called post restant. This is a French word which is called to wait until, to be kept till called for. So this post restant facility is also made for the convenience of strangers and travelers, because they will be wandering. So we will be keeping those articles in the offices for a certain period. So he can complete his tour, and he can come and claim his article in the post offices. So a very important point in that is, this facility of post restant cannot be used in by any addressee for not more than 3 months. So please remember, this facility of post restant cannot be used by an addressee for not more than 3 months. So all the articles for this to uh, to enjoy this facility of post restant, they will be superscribed as to be kept till call for, or to await arrival, or in any similar way. And also articles addressed post office or held under this post restant. So these addressees of articles post restant must give the names and addresses incomplete. So use of any initials or any figures or any Christian names without surnames, any false or fictitious names or any conventional marks is not admitted for these kind of post restant articles. And clause 65 speaks about how to dispose these kind of post restant articles, and how long can we retain these articles in the offices. So the post restant article, except value payable, can be kept in a post office for a period not exceeding 1 month. So it can be kept in the offices for not exceeding 1 month, but this is excluding VP, value payable. In case of value payable articles, even though it is marked post restant, it will be kept in a post office only for a period of 7 days only. So very, very important. Mark the difference. The facility of post restant can be utilized for not period more than 3 months, whereas the article bearing this post restant facility can be retained for a period not exceeding 1 month. So understand the difference between these two. The facility can be availed not exceeding 3 months, and the article can be retained for not exceeding 1 month. In that case also, value payable, in case of value payable articles, it will be retained only for a period of 7 days only. So very, very, very important. So the next clause is clause number 67. So which is about a redirection facility. So an article which cannot be delivered, it can be redirected in case of any addressee's instructions free of charge. This facility is also free of charge to another post offices for delivery to him. So as I told earlier, if a postal article or a notice of arrival has once been tendered, if it is once been delivered, it will not be redirected to elsewhere. So unless and until it has been delivered, once it is being taken for the delivery, we can use this for the facility of redirection. So redirection is a facility wherein addressees can give written instructions for the redirection, and the same will be done by the post offices without any charge. This is absolutely free of charge. So the article will be redirected unless it is been delivered or tendered. Once it has been delivered, it cannot be redirected to elsewhere. So the next clause is clause number 68, which is about the interception and place of redirection. So which is nothing but any postal article cannot be stopped or intercepted and redirected while it is in transit. So when the article is in transit, we cannot redirect the same, we cannot stop the same, we cannot object the same. And also, these kind of articles can only be redirected at the post offices to which it is addressed. So only the article which receives the article, so to where it is addressed, they only can redirect the articles and no other can redirect the same. So this is about clause number 68. And clause number 69, conditions of free redirection. So in case of any unregistered article, it has been redirected, can be redirected only if the articles has not been opened or it has not been either written, it can be either written to the postman itself or reposted at the same place of delivery. So in case of unregistered, the article can be redirected unless and until it has been opened, or it can be written straight away to the postman, or it can be reposted at the same place of delivery. In case of registered or accountable article, it can be redirected absolutely free of cost until the article has been opened and has been returned to the postman at the place of delivery without the receipt unsigned. So it should not be signed. They, the addressee should have not taken the delivery. So if he returned the registered article to the postman itself, in that case also it can be redirected free of charge. So where a postal article is redirected, the postmaster require the addressee of redirected article to give at the time of delivery a receipt for such articles. So they have to give a receipt for such articles. So conditions for free redirection is that in case of unregistered, it can be returned. It can be returned and can be reposted at the same place of delivery. In case of accountable article, the article should have not been opened and it should be returned to the postman without it being unsigned. So in case if it is in the for breach of these conditions, there will be a penalty for redirection. So if an unregistered article is reposted after being opened or reposted other than the place of delivery, other than the place of delivery, if one reposts the same in some other area other than the delivery, those kinds will be treated as postal articles which has been posted for the first time and charged with the postage accordingly. And in case of a registered article of which delivery has been taken, it can be reposted and no fresh charge will be made on account of postage. So they need not pay additional postage for that. The postage already paid will be taken into account, but they need to pay the registration charge afresh. So the 17 rupees registration charge needs to be paid afresh. And other than that, the postage required for such article will be the already paid one will be taken for this case. So this is the penalty for breach of conditions for redirection facility. And the clause number 71 speaks about the redirection fee on parcels. In case of parcels, generally the fee for redirection is half the prepaid rate and it is half the postage. That too, it should be paid in the shape of postage stamps. So this redirection fee for parcels will not be there is no redirection fee for the parcels if in case it has been returned as unclaimed or refused within the delivery area of the post office or on the same post town. So if it has been redirected or returned as unclaimed within the same delivery area or the same post town, in that case we won't be asking any redirection fee for the parcels. So in other cases, they need to pay half the postage. And also, there is no redirection fee for the parcels addressed to the troops. That is for some defense personnel like that. So there is no redirection fee for the parcels addressed to troops. So this is all about redirection fee for parcels. So generally, we'll be charging half the prepaid rate, and it will be redirected only based on the addressee's written instructions. So no redirection fee will be claimed in case of unclaimed refused article within the same delivery area or the post town, and no redaction fee for the parcel addressed to the troops. So this is about clause number 71. And the next clause is about 72, instructions regarding change of residence. As we spoke earlier, so the addressee, those who want to give instructions regarding change of residence, should furnish should give at the both the offices in which they are living and settling in return regarding the disposal of the postal articles. So one, those addressee, those who want to change the residence, they should give the instruction to the both the post offices, the offices in which they are living and also the office in which they are settling. So instructions will not ordinarily be attended for a longer period more than 3 months. So since this is a temporary kind of instructions, so these kind of instructions will not ordinarily be attended for a period of 3 months unless and until it is been renewed. So this is about clause number 73. And the next clause, a general clause which speaks about the articles of letter mail originally posted for transmission by the inland post will not be delivered to the places not served by India, that is outside India. So persons leaving India, they have to leave any written instruction or they need to appoint any authorized agent in India to receive any articles addressed to him. So any unpaid or insufficiently paid inland articles will not be redirected to the foreign countries unless it has been fully prepaid for the transmission of foreign post by his messenger or any agent appointed by him. So whenever an addressee wants to leave India, so he or she should leave the written instructions. And if anything is being unpaid or insufficiently paid, it will be redirected to the foreign countries outside India only upon paying the fully prepaid cost for the transmission by foreign post. And as I told earlier, period for which instructions are valid. Instructions will not ordinarily be attended for a longer period other than 3 months unless it has been denied at time except in case of persons leaving India. So how long an instruction is a valid? So these kind of temporary instruction is valid only for a period of 3 months unless and until it has been renewed. So the next one thing is about how to treat these kinds of undeliverable articles. So for this, I need to explain this in a simple way. So clause number 74. How long an article can be detained once it has been undelivered in the post offices? For this kind, I need to explain this to you with a small table as like this. So generally, so here you can see the remarks here. So generally, there is a remark and there is there is an explanation for the disposal of the same. So whenever an article has been returned, refused, whenever an article has been refused, those kind of articles will be returned to the sender immediately. Those kind of articles will be returned to the sender immediately. In case of not known, a remark like not known, whereas the address is located but if there is no such address lives or there is no such addressee in that locality, those kind of articles will be kept in deposit for a period of 7 days. And in case of remarks, an article with the remarks like left India. So if the addressee is known not to be in India and he or she has left no instructions at the post offices to the redirection of any correspondence, those kind of articles will also be returned to the sender or RLO immediately. So in case of refusal, immediately, not known, it will be detained for a period of 7 days and left India will also be returned immediately. So in case of simply remarks like left, so wherein the addressee should have gone away without leaving any instructions as to the disposal of any correspondence. In such case also, it will be kept in deposit for a period of 7 days. In case of the next, in case of insufficient address, some cases will be like the address will be incomplete without the name of street or house number or locality. In such case also, it can be returned to the sender immediately. So in case of unclaimed articles, so once intimation has been served by the postman, but the article would have not been taken for delivery by the addressee within the prescribed time. So those kind of articles will also be returned to the sender immediately. So the next kind of article is deceased. So addressees could have been expired. So whenever we receive any articles for deceased person, it should also be returned to the sender immediately. But the postmaster can also order delivery to any near relative if there is no doubt or cross claim purely at his own discretion. So deceased article, it should be returned to the sender immediately, but postmaster at his own discretion can address any can order to deliver the same to any near relative if it is applied. And in case of redirection, based on purely based on the addressee's instruction, it will also be redirection on the same day. And lastly, in case of intimation being served, in case of absence of addressee and the door log, those case will also be kept in deposit for a period of 7 days. So to be in short, um, the articles in such case of not known and left and then intimation, those articles will be kept in deposit for a period of 7 days, whereas articles with the remarks refused and then left India, insufficient address, and then in case of redirection, those cases will be returned or redirected on the same day. It will be redirected or returned immediately on the date in which the article has been received. So this is all about how to deal with the article, wherein how to the period of detention of undelivered articles in the post offices. So as I told earlier, if the senders cannot be found, if the sender address is illegible or it cannot be found, the same articles will be sent to the RLO, that is returned letter office. So with this clause number 74, I'm ending up this session of PO Guide Part 1, and we will see the rest of the class in the next class. Thank you all. Thank you so much.